Alright guys, so today we have a mystery box of cars along with some mystery packages, which I suppose is what we're going to start with. And you hear the squeaky chair. It is still squeaky. These are interestingly wrapped in newspaper and they're very square, almost like little metal paper wrapped brownies. I mean, that's kind of their square brick like things. So I have not seen what's in these yet, and we are going to find out now. I'm seeing some older, looks like this one here looks like maybe a Lesney, but we're, instead of me guessing, we're just going to pull them out. This one's wrapped separately. Oh wow, that's cool. An old, looks to be a Lesney bulldozer. It's missing its little canopy, but other than that, it seems to all be there. It's supposed to have a little canopy topper on it. No harm that it's not there, though. The wheels have a lot of mud on them, but I think that's pretty much what's keeping the tracks on. Usually the tracks are gone on these because, as you can see, like on this one, if the camera will focus, you can see where they get dry rot and they split. And so I don't have, this is the first original version of this truck. Sorry, I'm trying to spin it around the right way. I have the remake version that they came back out with in the early 90s. I think I have it handy. Give me a second. So I took a little digging. I did not have it handy. I had it in a case. But this is the recast of this same bulldozer. This one they put out in the I believe it was in the late 90s. They revived some of the Lesney castings for a short period of time. And although they weren't made as great as the originals, but this one's from 1979. This one is what this one should look like. I don't know what color the cab was on it. It might have not necessarily been red. And of course it doesn't have the caution stripes on the blade. But I just wanted to show you that one so you could see what the cab looked like on it. Now, the original one is licensed as a Caterpillar. That's not going to focus. It's in the shadow. It's above this rivet here. It says Caterpillar. I hate the focusing thing on this camera. But anyway, this is licensed as Caterpillar. This one says Bulldozer. So I wrote Cat under it. I don't know when I did that. Apparently when I figured out this was probably a Caterpillar. But another difference was this one has a metal base, and of course this one has a plastic base. That's the main difference. But we won't spend too much time on each one. I just wanted to show you that they did remake that bulldozer for a short period of time. Let's figure out what's in here now. We got a rabbit and... oh, well, this one they've both been painted. I do happen to like this one green, though. It looks pretty good. I'll probably take it apart and fix it, though. Now, this is the original Fantastic. This is the rarer one, more rare one without the giant motor sticking out of it. I have this is original. I shouldn't word that like that. I have a it's not anywhere near a mint version, but it's I would say it's about this condition. You know, it's got some scrapes and chips in the paint, but of the original casting of Fantastic without the motor. This one just happens to be painted green. You can see it's supposed to be that orange color, and you'll have to excuse my runny nose. I don't know what's going on. It just all of a sudden, right before I decided to make the video, I decided to have a runny nose, apparently. You can see this from 1975, and the base for this one is scratched up pretty bad. The wheels are roughed up. Something is rattling around in the back here. But I do like this car in green, and I will probably keep it green. I'm just going to take it apart and kind of see if I can... I may not be able to use the wheels. They may be wore out too much, but I'll see what I can do to maybe revive this a little bit. Maybe touch up where they've screwed up their paint job on the back here. But I don't know. I kind of like that one. So got the rare version of Fantastic. It's my second version of that, as I mentioned. Now this car, I don't know about this specific one, but the good version of this I have is a green color, not too terribly far off from this. It's quite a bright green color, although we can't see through the white paint on this to really see. Can't see the green anywhere on it. They've even painted around the wheel wells. You can kind of see a shade of green on that rivet there. It's the color the car's supposed to be. It's also supposed to have, I don't recall if they're skis or not skis, surfboards or snowboards. I don't remember, but I think they were surfboards. There's two of them, and they slide in this luggage rack here. So another nice little car. Be a good one for maybe a custom paint job or something, because it's not a super great paint job, kind of lumpy, and it's on the windows, and I'll have to get it off of the windows. But good car for, you know, like customs and stuff. And the tow hitch is still on there, so that's a big plus. This seems to be a dump truck, and it's orange. I wonder, by the shape of that, I wonder if that's... Nope, it's not an Atlas. Okay, I'll quit guessing and just unwrap it. Oh! This is the Matchbox version of the Caterpillar. Not the Caterpillar, this is a... I think it's a Fawn. I think Hot Wheels did a Caterpillar. I believe Lesney did a Fawn. Yep. Fawn dump truck, number 58. And it even says Fawn right there. And it's supposed to be yellow, but they have apparently repainted it yellow. So these will be good candidates. I probably won't redo this one because I don't want to mess with taking apart the dump trucks. But the ones that have been painted will be good candidates for, you know, like restorations and stuff. Because they're not original paint anyway. Probably keep the dump truck the way it is, though. The dump trucks have more pivoting things to worry about when putting them back together. Alright, we have a fire truck missing its ladder. I forget what they called this. Blaze Buster from 1975. I didn't tell you the year on the dump truck, 76. So this is from 75. Their big motor in the center here, kind of a mid-engine fire truck. The axle is knocked out of place, and from what I can see, the plastic thing that holds the suspension on is broken, so the wheel just kind of moves around in there freely. and the back one seems to be locked up. So I don't know what's going on with this one. Maybe they'll start getting better. So far we have 3 that are repainted. This one's okay, and this one's beat up. Alright, got a police car. This one looks like maybe they've painted the black fenders on it, but I don't care. I actually like that. Alright, I have this one. This one somehow doesn't have any windows in it. I have this one as well. I have about 4 of these actually. They're pretty common, especially in the mystery boxes that I get. This one's quite dirty. I have another one that was somewhat filthy. This is from 1976. They called this the tractor shovel, and it's got a little scoop on it. I've got one of these in mint condition, and the rest pretty much look like this. So that's a fun little truck. I don't mind having a handful of those. This is the really heavy duty looking kind of Peterbilt, maybe Kenworth, just from kind of the front of it. The windshield part's not right, but big heavy duty cement truck. They just called it cement truck. Big gash in the base of it, but you can still read it says 1976 Lesney. Yeah, and that's always give or take a few years on these, because that's a copyright thing. So like on the Hot Wheels cars that they come out with, they'll say new for 2019, but they'll the copyright on the base will say 2018. You know, that's just copyright stuff. So this truck potentially could have come out in 78, or not 78, 77, I'm sorry, but it says 76, you know. And this one has pretty narrow, super fast wheels on it. But you know, they reuse the casting multiple times, but this is the first release of this truck, to my knowledge anyways, according to the book I have. Now, like I said, at least they've painted the fenders on it. They may have painted a little bit more, and other than a few spots that maybe need touched up a little bit, this fender's not so hot, but doesn't look too terrible. Looks like they've painted up where it's had some scratches on it. White is a somewhat hard color to match, so I'll give them that. That's another one that's been painted though, although that one's okay painted. We'll still put it in the painted pile. Alright, got 2 more bags of these. I guess we'll do mystery bags for one video. So far they've all been Lesneys. This box here will be a separate video, because we're running a little longer than I expected, and I apologize for my runny nose again. Oh, we have another Blaze Buster. This one has the ladder though, although it's somewhat wavy and bent. It's there. I like how the one that is all kind of tore up and missing pieces still has its original decal on the back fender that says fire, and this one works properly, but the decals are wore off. So the ladder goes up and down there. You can see it's a lot better example of Blaze Buster from 75. Pretty cool truck. Alright, we got a Dodge stake truck here. This one features the silver base. These featured a not painted base, a white base, a silver base. That may be it. I have this truck with a white base and the unpainted base, but I don't have one with the silver base. And the headlights and everything are painted silver as well, so you can tell that this was not painted silver by the same person that painted the cars and everything else back there. Now this says, let's see, They just called this cattle truck from 1976. Typical, it's missing a mud flap, but the stakes are in good shape. Still reads Dodge on the front of it. We'll have a lot of small pieces of paper to recycle. This is a flat car. Oh, this is a Roll-O-Matic. I recognize this car. I have this car in pretty good condition. See, Roll-O-Matics, 1975, they called this Fandango. This fan blade on the top is supposed to spin. I don't know where propeller come from. But it was originally red and white. It's showing more gray than anything anymore. And I believe it was a number 35 decal on the front is completely illegible anymore. And our windshield is cracked in several places and scuffed up pretty bad. It still kind of works. You can kind of see that propeller blade. I keep saying propeller. The blade spin a little bit. As long as it's got the teeth, you can see that tooth on the wheel there. As long as it's got the teeth and the gear inside, typically they work, even if they don't look so hot. A very square package here. I bet this is a trailer of some sort. Oh, lucky guess. This is the camper trailer with the opening door. Now, it appears that this one used to have a decal on it, as you can kind of see the rectangular strip there, although it doesn't have the decal anymore. This one is the unpainted version. 1977 Caravan. Pretty cool little camper. A simple casting, but a fun one to have. And I don't believe I have that casting. Out of all the Matchbox cars I have, I don't have that casting. I also don't have any motorcycles, especially Lesneys. So I don't know anything about this one, other than the fact that it's got a broken handlebar on it, which I bet I can make out of some small pipe that I have. Lesney, England, Honda 750, 1977. Now this is not the Honda that goes in the motorcycle trailer. This is quite a bit bigger than the trailer, but still a very cool casting, especially since it's one I don't have, one I've not really seen before. This may go on a trailer, but not the trailer I'm thinking of. The trailer I'm thinking of is yellow and says Honda on it. This is quite a bit larger than the bike that goes on that. Alright, any other goodies in here? Oh, another one I don't have. Oh, this is that funky looking, I don't know the name of this. It's kind of a funky looking single cab truck, and the dump bed is actually on the front. This is the back of the truck. Lesney called this Sight Dumper from 1976. The center part of the chassis here is black, but then the rest of it appears to be kind of a chocolate brown color. So this is actually the back of the truck. This is the front. It's got little headlights there. And it dumps like that, and all your sand and whatnot falls out of there. They always put Cobra somewhere on the motors on these cars. I don't know what that signified, because it's definitely not Shelby Cobra. That's always my grandpa and I's joke, because we know that's not what it is. Maybe there is or was a Cobra that made like construction vehicle engines. I don't know. Again, Lesneys were made in England, so they made a lot of English vehicles. That's why the term for this camper is caravan. That's what they call them over there across the pond. Here in the U.S., we don't call it. Generally we call it a camper. Now, this is a version of the Corvette I don't have. It's a pretty red color. Too bad it's scratched up so much. You can kind of see the red decals on it. Chevrolet Corvette, 1979. This one has an unpainted base on it. Still rolls pretty good for... Okay, I see a Super King peeking out of here, and I'm anxious to get down to that. Or at least it looks like it's a Super King. It's pretty large. What do we have here? A crane with no boom on it. I don't have this one. Crane truck, 1978. Cool looking truck though. I like how it's yellow with the green windows, just like the old Tonka trucks were. Well, this 76. No, I guess that's about the time those were coming out. Aha! What's this? The 7th one of these trucks I have with the spinning base on it. This is a Roll-O-Matic, although it's not going to spin anymore as its teeth on the wheels are broke off. Wildlife Truck is what this is called, from 73. As you can see, it's an old Ford pickup. Bright yellow. It says Ranger across the hood, and it has typically a picture of an elephant up here. You can kind of see the elephant's trunk. I forget what kind of animal went on the back, because I don't have one in mint condition with the elephant. It's also supposed to have a clear topper that goes over it. The nicest one I have looks brand new, except it's missing the topper and the animal. This one has a broken side window, but overall a decent truck for a good customization or something along those lines. And one more here. Oh, another painted one. This here is a red Volkswagen Beetle. Volksdragon. Okay, so I believe originally the Volksdragon had a decal right here. I can't think of what color. I think the Volksdragon was red. This one still has the engine in it. I have a Volksdragon that I think is in better shape than this, because this one's been repainted everywhere. I may pull the motor out of this one and stick it in my nicer one, because it's nice, it's just missing an engine. 1971 this one's from. Pull out another brick here. Pull out our last two and get rid of this silly bag. How about that? Give us some more room here. Garfield fell over. Keep wanting to drive that truck backwards. This motorcycle's cool. I'm pretty happy about that. Alright. Oh! Another one. I like this mystery package here. I don't have any of these. This is a pretty early Superfast, I believe. Nope, 78. It's a Datsun 260, if you couldn't figure that out from the side profile of it. I had forgotten that this was a casting that Lesney did, although it doesn't surprise me that they did it. Now, the person that painted this took the time to paint the inside of the doors and everything. I sort of like that light yellow colored interior in it, although it looks white against the canary yellow they painted the Datsun with. Got a little tow hook on the back of it here, although I don't know what you would tow with a 260Z. They've painted the headlights silver along with the grille. Again, one that's good for probably repainting. Aha! I have this one in maybe a little better shape than this. This is the Roll-O-Matic Police Patrol from 75. And it's kind of an army ambulance because it's army green. You can see the red cross on there. It's also supposed to say ambulance across there. You can kind of see the last two letters there. And when I roll this, the beacon inside of here will rotate, although it's so scuffed up you probably won't be able to see it. No, it's kind of hard to see it, but it does rotate, and I can hear it hitting the gear, so I know that it is in fact rotating. So there's that one. Oh look, see, I told you this is supposed to have windows in it. This one here has no windows. This one has windows, but it has had, it's had a fight with some water. Die-cast and water fight each other pretty bad, and they corrode. This one's not too terrible. If I wanted to, if I was going to restore this, it wouldn't be any issue. They pit a little bit, but once you get all the... Either you primer it, or if the pitting's real bad, you put some filler in there and sand it down and then primer it. But typically, it doesn't hurt them unless there's like visible cracking and stuff in the casting. Alright, what is this Super King here? This is not a Super King. This just has large wheels on it. Man, I really thought this was Super King. Skip Truck, 1976. Okay. So there's a dumpster box that goes back here. It's got two little hooks at the top of it. And this backs up to it. And the two hooks go on either side of this bar here. And this goes back around and sets the dumpster right here. And I do believe I have the dumpster that goes with this. Although I currently have it on a different skip truck. And it's not here. So, from 1976. Now this one hasn't been repainted as far as I can see. And it's in pretty good shape. From the front, it looks like the Atlas dump trucks that Lesney produced for a handful of years. With the engine inside the cab, behind the driver. So that's a pretty nice truck. So we did get some nice ones in here. They're just hiding amongst ones that look like this. Although this car is lucky enough to still have its driver in there, although he bounces around in there. A lot of these cars are missing their drivers. It is missing the engine, but I think I have this casting. High Taylor. I think I would remember that name. High Taylor, 1974. I don't know. I for some reason this casting looks vaguely familiar, but I think I have a motor that will fit here. And this one at least has some decal and the driver. I see that says super fast. An MB would be for Matchbox. I haven't seen this car enough to have memorized what this is supposed to say down here. But I see a MA. Possibly, since we have super fast up here, this could say Matchbox. This could potentially be a pretty cool car if it had the whole decal on it. Or, the decal could be pretty cool. The car itself has a lot of potential. It's a pretty cool racer, old racer. And we have the guy, so that makes it cheaper to redo the car if we want to, because we don't have to go hunt out a guy for it. This looks like a forklift in the back of it. Yes, it is. Luckily, it has its forks. Although it's been played with enough, they don't stay up. That's okay. And it's got some wonky back wheels on it, doesn't it? Look how scuffed up the base is on this. These cars have been loved. I don't know about this one. This one's in good shape. So is this one. But, I can't even read it. Sam Braun Jack Lift, 1977. I think the yellow one of this is the one that's in really good shape. I also have a green one, but I just call them a forklift. I don't really have the name of them memorized. One more bag, then we have some bubble wrapped cars, and the box will be a different video. Just because of time. I don't like to post super long videos, you know, unless I'm like doing a project. The projects tend to be longer, or if I'm working on a vehicle. Oh, wow. I've got one of these, but its condition is equal to this. So I'm so happy I have one of these in pretty great shape. Wow. The American Airlines, I want to say travel bus or shuttle bus. Airport coach, 1977. This is, for me, this is really great. It fits in with my model airport really good. And my chipped up bus with the label wore off doesn't really fit in with everything else. So, man, this is exciting for me. Got the sunlight, skylights in there. Pretty cool bus. I've always thought this was a cool casting. It's in pretty good shape. I always liked that blue color. It wasn't metallic, but it had a sort of glowy look to it. Glowy is not really the right word, but it had kind of a pearly color to it, I guess is what the word I'm looking for. Keep that one away from everything else. We have a brown Citroen, or Citron, or however you want to pronounce it. I'm keeping this brown. I like the person's idea of this being chocolate brown. Although originally it was blue, as you can kind of see. Wish this camera would focus. You can kind of see it was blue. There you go. Citroen CX from 1979. This one features the tow hook. And we still have our hatch, which is blue still. I like the idea of this being chocolate brown. I know it's got some chips in it, but I'm just keeping that one like that. Although I like the idea of this being yellow. I believe this was a yellow car before. They just painted it in brighter yellow. Oh, look. What's this? Counting that one, number 9, I believe. 8 or 9 of these trucks. I could have a Ford dealership and paint these trucks every color that they came in when they were new. And I may do that because I can't really do a whole lot with these. You know, they're chipped up, they have character, but 9 canary yellow Ford F100 pickups. That's a lot of yellow pickups, and they're all about in the same varying condition. The same varying condition, that makes sense. Matsu Valley, probably Frontier. Just kind of wondered where these came from. I don't know where Matsu Valley's at. Got our Jeep here. I happen to have this one in really good shape. This one, I don't know if the body's been repainted, although it kind of looks like it has, as glazy as that is. They've painted the grille and the bumper and winch. This one's got a cracked canopy post. Got a good tow hook on it. Yeah, this one's been repainted. That Jeep, CJ6 Jeep's been on some adventures. This one's from 77. Still a good model, though. Oh, what do we have here? This is a Mercedes truck, I believe, yeah. Mercedes. I think this is the one that's supposed to have a big white box on the back of it. They have a big white box on the back of it. I have enough cars to put away without digging everything out of cases, even though I can see the car, this truck, sitting in its case over there. You have a big white box on the back, just like a big shipping container box. And apparently it does come off. Mine must be super glued on or something, because mine didn't come off very good. Just reads Mercedes container truck for 1976. I would say that I hope this is the container, but this is not at all the right shape for the container. I don't know what this is going to be. Oh, this is the Mercedes, I called it a troop carrying truck. You know, like for the military, you know, all the army guys sit in the back. They called it Mercedes truck from 1976 or 1978, I believe. This one's red. I have the military green one. Pretty nice looking truck. It's chipped up, but I mean the casting overall is nice. Especially in red. A lot of these I've seen are military green. Another fawn. Yes, this fawn is... Oh! Well, here's what we'll do. This fawn has a pretty good base on it. It's a little ate up, but it's okay. But this truck's been repainted. This truck hasn't been repainted. It's got a... Holy cow. The rim, I guess we'll call it, quote, rim. The actual wheel has separated from the tire of this truck. And that's saying something, considering these are all one-piece wheels and tires. Wow, I've never seen that before. So this one had a rough life. Oh, the post. I didn't even know that could come off. Oh, it's because it broke off. The post is gone from this one as well. And maybe this will just be a parts truck. This one's got enough broken pieces that I think we'll redo this one instead. I was hoping to have an original fawn, but this one's original, lacking some pieces. It's got a flat tire. The Holden, contrary to what people believe, this is not an El Camino. This is a Holden pickup. Essentially, it's the same as an El Camino, although I believe the Holden was a bit smaller. From 1977. This is supposed to have two motorcycles in the back. I have, I think, two of these. One has the motorcycles. The other one doesn't. Then my dad has a one of them that's about this color from when he was a kid. I believe it's that color. Oh! What happened to the tow truck here? It's a pretty color. It's supposed to be green, though. And it has no booms, no hooks, and no windows. This is an odd-looking truck without windows. My. You need help, buddy. And then your dashboard's popped out, too. There we go. We fixed the dashboard. That's all I can do right now. But this is called Tojo from 1972. Rolls good. I like the color, but yeah, there it's got a little tiny piece of his window left. You're lacking some pieces there. What's in here? Ooh, a van. You guys know I like the old vans. Vampire. I have not seen this one. This one's going to go up on the shelf with some of the other vans. This is the Chevy van from 1979. Vampire. With a big bat on it. Some red, or some blue and red stripes along with a black one. It's got some dark blue windows, some skylights in it. Big fender flares on it. Always like that casting. Have another ambulance. I also have this one. This is a white ambulance, also a Roll-O-Matic. I call them gumball light. On the top of this one is not as scuffed up. Maybe I can show you that it spins around. Oh, wait. Oh, no, I can't. You know why? The teeth on this one are they're worn down enough, they don't turn that gear. But it's the same casting, exact same casting as this one. I believe this says, I don't remember if this says ambulance or paramedic on the side here. This one's a little mashed up top here. I had a rough emergency call, evidently. I like the idea of it being a flatbed. It's supposed to look like this. Also, this one was a silver painted base, but all the paint's starting to fall off of it. It became an unpainted base. This one's a flatbed. I'll probably file those little nubby things down, but I'll keep it a flatbed. I like flatbed trucks. I'll probably keep it bronze too, just that way I don't have to take it apart. Because it rolls good. Surprisingly enough, that's the first one of those I've seen that someone has cut up and made into a flatbed. I'm actually surprised I haven't done that. Oh. And here is this truck without its canopy top, which is somewhat surprising considering that if you look under this, this plastic top is mounted to the die-cast top on it. There's the 2 posts for the windshield and then 2 posts beneath the top, and they've managed to break or cut all of them off. Take the top off of this Jeep, paint it black. You can see it used to be red, and I don't really know what to say. Holy cow. This one's just had a rough life. Its bumper's bent inward. The chassis has a big crack in it right there. It's been painted. It has its top cut off. That's a rough Jeep there. But it has its tow hook. Alright. Maybe something a little less rough. We have another sight dumper from 76. This one's been painted, and I don't know enough about this one to know if is it supposed to have a red dumper on it like this one over here, or did they make them with a red dumper? I don't know. One more car in here. Oh, the steamroller. This one has the yellow hubs in it. Bomag Road Roller from 1978. That's a pretty cool one. I don't have that one. I have one similar to it, but I don't have this one. Alright, and I'm going to throw these 3 bubble wrapped vehicles in here, and the box will just be a separate video because there was a lot more cars in there than what I thought. The airport fire truck, as I can see already, is missing its lettering that goes on the side of it. The paint is not bad, but it's missing its sign that goes on the side, and its foam sprayer is turned around the wrong way. Oh! Okay, this truck is almost entirely a square, but someone has managed to shift it that way. A pretty good angle, too. Wow. I suppose it could have got stepped on or something. Or something got set on top of it. Oh, no, it's... I think it got beat with a hammer. Because it's mashed in right here. A big crack in the casting. Goes up to about that hinge right there on the door. This one had an accident, I think. But outside of the signs being gone and it being laid over, it's okay. Foam mite crash tender. This is a series 6 or a number 63. This one's old enough it doesn't have a year on it. You can see this one has the old wheels, old style wheels on it. I believe all of these that we've looked at except for the motorcycle, have had super fast wheels on them. Well, the motorcycle and the bulldozer, but because they don't have wheels. Okay, we're cutting these open because I don't feel like fighting tape. Once I get one, I can take the rest of it off. This looks like the Denver truck. Oh wow, this is a really nice Denver truck. Except this one doesn't say Denver on the side, so you guys are probably wondering why I'm calling it that. A lot of them say, this one has been painted. It looks good, though. Whoever painted it did a pretty fair job on it, though. Except for a ladder popping out there. The hose, someone painted, I guess, a tan color. And until it started coming off, it probably looked pretty good. The ladder is somewhat silver. The hoses are black. The pipes are black. They did a good job, whoever painted it. I can't really complain about the fact that it's painted. The base isn't all corroded like that. It's pretty shiny. One more here. Oh, that was wise. Oh, I thought I taped it shut. This tape is going across it. Oh, this is one of the ambulances. This is the Cadillac ambulance. This looks like a really nice Cadillac ambulance compared to the one that I have. Yeah, this one's not all chipped up a little bit on the top, but you should see. The other one I got came in a big box of cars that had been shuffled around quite a bit, so you can imagine. This one, the windshield's not cracked, and it's not kind of a tan color. It's actually white like it's supposed to be. So this is the number 54 S&S Cadillac ambulance from Lesney. It's got the little plastic wheels on it. Nice grill in it. That windshield's really nice. There's no big gashes in it or anything. Interior's clean. So far all the posts look like they're straight. Big plus sign on there is all good. Plus sign, the red cross. My brain must be shutting off. Our little lights on the top are all good, not mashed in there. Yeah, all the posts are good on this car. Even the base is incredibly nice on it. Inside there, not missing a hatch. These didn't have a hatch on them. You can see the bed, and then some medical stuff on your left. Pretty cool. Here, I'll move my hand, you can actually see inside it. Pretty cool truck. Okay. Oh, there's one more bubble wrapped car, because I couldn't see in the box very well. It's red. It could be a fire truck. It has a big beacon on the top of it. I bet it's a fire truck. Whoa! Well, it's a funny looking fire truck. I don't have this one. I would remember this casting if I had this truck. This looks like a Land Rover fire truck. I'd remember this base too. It's plastic and you can see the suspension piece going through the middle of it. This one is definitely different. Number 57, Land Rover fire truck. I definitely do not have this one. Kent Fire Brigade. I assume it's supposed to have a ladder that sits in this slot. It's got a big beacon on the top. really square classic Land Rover grill. So then we also have some equipment in the back of the truck there. Only says Fire Brigade on that one side. Decal's gone on this side. Little shield there. Okay, so hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, check out the video on this, which will be posted after this, so give me a day or two. And if this is still recent when you're watching this, like, comment, subscribe for more. Check out some other videos. Have a great day, and I'll catch you in the next video.